Happy Friday. Hi, hi, hi. The world of social media. Happy Friday. Happy October. How's it going in your world? Day or night? Morning or evening? Lunchtime? Hi, hi, hi. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, hi, hi. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I was going to talk about something today regarding molecules in your body. Okay. And I'm still going to talk about molecules in your body, but it's going to be in a different way than I expected. And I can blame it on Brene Brown. But I saw this meme that she did on her social media. Um, it says, daring leaders say the unsaid, unsurface what's been pushed down, and bring to light the stuff that's in the shadows and in the corners. Man, I could read that all over again and again and again. This is Brene Brown, okay? And this is what made me change my focus for today a little bit. And I'll do another show or live on molecules in the body, but specifically. But this is for molecules in your body, but more particularly right here in your voice, in your vocal cords, and saying something. Like when you're in the airport and you keep hearing this thing ever since, mostly since 9/11 here in America. If you see something, say something. Good morning, happy Friday, everybody. If you see something, say something, right? That started in the airport. Um, it's like when you're in supermarkets and you see people screaming or yelling at each other or hitting each other or saying something, or maybe you're the one yelling at a checkout person. um, you know, if somebody sees that, say something, right? That's what this is about. And how saying can really be a doing that is well required in this reality. So, did you know that the molecules of your body, and specifically here in your jaw and your throat, can relieve and be relieved by actually saying something to someone about what they're doing that is not okay? I'm going to give you an example. Um, this is a really personal example, a very true example, and a very recent example. So I'm a little nervous because I don't know, where it's going to go and whatnot. But here you go, social media. You just get me. So a little bit over 30 days ago, um, we had a sexual attack on the property where my partner was attacked and assaulted by one of the vendors, and the person blamed it on her, right? And so, and I'm saying right because for those of you that are just meeting me for the first time, for the last 27 years, I've been working with people that have been traumatized through sexual assault. And the subsequent disease, psychosomatic illnesses and symptoms, paralysis, impotency, and loss of their life that accompanies such situations and traumas and such. And it's been really rewarding, my New Yorker, rewarding. It's been so rewarding work. And at the same time, it's been work, and it's been difficult, and it's also been beautiful. And as somebody who has experienced these sorts of things in her molecules of her body, in my molecules of my body, sexual assault, um, physical assault, verbal, psychological assault, all that kind of stuff, not so fun. But you'll see the books behind me, Radically Alive Beyond Abuse, Lies of Money, my new one, Creating After Abuse. There was another one that will come out either the end of this year or the beginning of next year called The Body of Change. And it's all about how I actually move beyond the first 23 years of my life in trauma, from trauma, and live a very functional, thriving, radically and orgasmically alive life that I never thought I would actually create, because I thought that the molecules of my body informed me of so many times that I shut down from those situations. Okay. But it says here, in this quote by Brene Brown, daring leaders say the unsaid, unsurfaced what's been pushed down, and bring to light the stuff that's in the shadows and in the corners. Well, that's creating after abuse. That's radically alive beyond abuse. That's the ROAR technique and the ROAR curriculum that I spearhead. And that's what I've been doing for the last 27 years. And I'm talking about this today, not just what I've been doing. It's more like I recently, and it's been a very long time, a month ago, where I had to challenge somebody and say something, get them off the property, keep myself, my partner safe, go to the police, have the police take the statement, follow up with the police, hire security and bodyguards, um, you know, work with my partner who was assaulted. Fortunately, in some way, I have, um, you know, a lot of training in trauma personally and doctor of psychology and all those sorts of things. So, working through nightmares live in the bed, right? Watching her fight off this person, watching this person say to her that she wanted it live on my property, watching the police not bring a female officer, not bring a Spanish speaking officer, doing it all in English when my partner's first language is not English. And then watching the detectives, and they were great, they have a very hard job, um, but watching the dysfunction of the system, that if I wasn't as educated and white as I am, if I didn't have the resources, which I do and we do, what happened in 30 days of time, which is the man is in jail, out now, but it will go to the DA, arrested at home in front of his family. And we just found out that his family's covering up for him, of course, right? You know that. How many of you out there, though, have never said anything? And it's in the molecules of your body, leaving it bulging out in rage and resentment and alcohol and spending and shopping and eating and not doing and living your life. And it infuriates me. Not because you're not doing it. It infuriates me that the system, that the world isn't as well versed for all of us out there in all the countries in all the worlds that are dealing with this, that still have to live with the perpetrator in their house, that still have to see them every day at work, that can't say something that may not be legal in a country. And if they say something, they'll be shipped away from their family again as if they're wrong, that we don't have services. They say things like, well, if you need something, call us. Well, how many of you have had a trauma like this and really feel like calling the police department and telling them that you'd like to speak to somebody for therapy or for help and whatever? None of you are going to pick up the phone, likely. Few of you will, some of you won't. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. And it's these things that inform my work for the last, 27 years now, and will keep informing my work. And I think I'm sensing that there's another wave of something coming, because I'm infuriated with the system. And I'm infuriated with the fact that if I wasn't white, have the resources and have a New York drive to call, and demand that the warrant be active, and hire people that can help me do that, and get notified when the person was arrested, and get the statements and the private investigators to do videos in English and in Spanish, and a written testimony in English and in Spanish, and my written testimony in English and in Spanish. And this is like when I always say, like in the airport, if you see something, say something. How many of you have seen so many things, experienced so many things, and can't say it because you're afraid you'll lose your job, you'll lose your family, people will judge you, no one will believe you, they'll blame you, or you'll have to go to therapy for the rest of your life to deal with it. Those are all lies, but the feelings are real. The lies is that you're basing your not sharing something on what other people will think of you. And I get it. Some places you can't share. There's a lot of organizations and institutions that I'm involved with that I wouldn't say a lot of things that I'm saying right now. Every situation is like that. Vendors, even in therapy, as a therapist, I can't say everything that I see. You got to focus with the person and what they can receive in the moment. But this is a time right now in the world that I speak out to all of you. If you're holding something or hiding something and need someone to talk to just share it, please do. Find that person that works for you. And if having and joining me on these cage talks next week that I'm doing, which is going to be talking about this and many other things: body, money, relationships, divorce, parenting, finances, career, business, body, molecules, health, food. This is why I do what I do, is to give tools and to spearhead inspiration, not just in America, not just in Latin American countries, but globally, all over the world, inviting my books in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different languages, whether I've been there to facilitate classes or not, because daring leaders say the unsaid, unsurface what's been pushed down, and bring to light the stuff that's in the shadows and in the corners. I will bring to light what's in the shadow and corners. I will help you take that out of your body and get it out of your life so that you can live how you've been consecrated and infinitely, divinely orchestrated to be. And I will show you, we will show you how to do so, and lead you as well as guide you based on your choice about what you're ready to receive in this world, to change this world. Because if you don't know this, and this is a little bit of an old stat, but it's one that stayed with me forever, because I worked in Arizona, which is a lifetime probation state for sexual offenders. And I learned with the courts that for every one documented offense, there's at least 8 other undocumented offenses. Okay? We got to bring that stuff that's been pushed down, bring it to the light, and power blow it out of the shadows and out of the corners. And I have to do more too. Cage Talks is one thing I'm doing, working with the Texas Department of Things is another thing, and making my voice known, and some suggestions about different policy. That's going to be up next. And also, it's also about, if that's not where you want to put your energy, I get it, but don't live with it in your body. Remember, saying something in and on behalf of someone who is and can't say something or feels like they can't say something is also what I'm talking about here. Being in kind, being the leader for someone who can't lead until they can lead themselves. That's actually empowerment. And what I've seen from what I started in voicing and getting that person off my property, not only from my partner, but also from the other workers here, also from the police department, also from the private investigators who actually took us out shooting guns so that we can, protect ourselves if we have to. That's for a whole new topic, but that was just getting it out of and particularly her body, so that she didn't have that inside of her anymore. And that's the whole thing that I found with trauma for myself and globally, traveling the world, facilitating people to move who couldn't move past their PTSD to the GP, post-traumatic growth possibility, is that once you move it out of your body, and there are certain ways that I show you how to do that, and speaking is one of them, it changes what you thought couldn't change. I promise you that. I guarantee it. So what do you have to speak with? If you have not ever been sexually assaulted, thank goodness. Okay? It's not just about that. It's about the way someone says, is that what you're wearing? It's about the way someone says, oh, you're not into awareness, or you're not into psychology, or you're not into doing better on the planet, or you're not into being nice or kind, or you're just an ugly person, or I hate you, whatever it is. People say this stuff all the time and they don't even think about it. Maybe it's true. Maybe it doesn't need to be said. You get to speak up to those spaces and places and show a different possibility and no longer be gaslit. This is the energy that I'm seeking on the planet so that all individuals can live radically and may choose to live radically and orgasmically alive. And what I mean by that is no more abuse. Abuse starts with what you hold inside yourself because of what someone did to you. If you're doubting you, it's probably the fact that you've been gaslit somehow. And if it's something that actually literally touched your body energetically and literally, it needs to come out. So join me for Cage Talks. Join me on Raw and Real Radio Show. Message me and talk to me if you need to. Or if it's not me that speaks to you, please, someone else. The only thing that I really care about is that you don't keep it on your body. That, my friends, is your public service announcement for today. If you see something, say something. Now more than ever is a space to say, people are listening. Look at what's on the media and Facebook right now. More things are coming out of the corners, the shadows. Truth is known and justice is served everywhere. Now is your time, my friends. And space, because I know sometimes talking about this stuff is not so fun. If nobody has told you that they loved you today, if you haven't gotten a hug, if you haven't been treated nicely, if you've been alone for a while and you need to reach out, here it is. If no one's told you today that they love you, I do. If no one's told you today that they love you, I do. If you haven't told yourself that you love yourself, do it now. Thank you. Be safe. Be alive. Speak. Lead.